Hello everyone, welcome again to Investing with a Difference. So today we are going to focus on EOS ecosystem, and I'm going to promise you that today we are going to only talk about good news, only talk about great stuff which is happening on EOS. And while I was preparing some tabs for this video, I just had a look at the market. So I thought, let me start with that. Some good news on Bitcoin, which is breaking out of the key resistance areas of 6850. We are right now very close to 1600, and we almost touched $7,000. So again, as I said, this was a very critical level, and I would say that we have to watch for another day or two whether we sustain above this level, because this was a huge breakout, but I think it did not show the kind of short covering we were expecting around this. If you remember, these kind of candles we saw last time we broke out in a similar fashion. So it looks pretty nice. Volumes are still not picking up as well as early days, so it's going to be I will be cautious, but I'm very optimistic with this breakout. And the good news is that all the altcoins are rallying, and EOS is $5.30 again, so it's settling down above $5 very nicely, which is great news. I think we need to have some stability here so that people can feel comfortable again investing into these coins. So let's go back to EOS ecosystem. So we did talk about quite a few things recently. I think we have been focusing a lot on the governance aspect, so I wanted to focus on today's video on great stuff. And one of the important thing which is happening is the IQ token is Everypedia is on the list for Binance listing. And this is right now, I think it's up for voting, so we recommend everybody to go and vote so that it can get selected. And this will be great for EOS, because this is the one of the biggest project which was funded, like in terms of $30 million VC funding, and they are pretty, I think, getting a lot of press around it. So this can really create the airdrop market value, and it can open the doors for more and more EOS tokens to be listed. So do vote here if you have a Binance account, and try to help Everypedia list. Now let's go to the other good news. So what's happening is, so DApp Radar has updated their list. They have now listed EOS dApps, which is great news, because now we can really compare them with Ethereum apps. And as you can see, the kind of transactions we are seeing on EOS, I think we have been talking about for a long time. They are really breaking records as compared to any Ethereum counterpart. And some of the apps are game apps: EOS Nights, EOS Bet. I think many of you are already playing it, and if you're not playing EOS Nights, you're missing something. As I said before, it's a pretty basic game, in the sense that it is not very high on graphics, but it's a very good gaming aspect of it. You can collect stuff, you can really trade items on blockchain, like the raw materials, the weapons, and the shields, and so on. I think it's a nicely done game. Of course, we will see more and more advanced games soon, but it's something to be proud of on EOS, because this is a live blockchain based game, and because of the speed and because of the number of transactions we can support. The great news along with it is that now the mobile scatter extension is available, so mobile phones can play games using scatter, which is great. I think this is one of the biggest thing I was waiting for, and I'm hoping that all these apps will start updating their mobile apps. And now I think this will really explode the ecosystem of EOS, because now that I just heard that EOS the scatter is coming. I think I just saw it on Twitter. I think this was a tweet, mobile Twitter. It came just a few hours back, and I'm really liking this update. I think you can actually import keys into scatter using QR codes, so you do not have to type the keys. So some great updates coming from scatter, and I hope that this comes into our hands very soon. So we are just seeing the updates live on Twitter feed. So what other things are happening? I think the London hackathon, I'm very excited about it for a couple of reasons. One thing is, of course, we get to see a lot of new apps, a lot of developers, and we are hearing that the hackathons are becoming bigger and bigger. And what is exciting about this particular case is that look who are the judges. So we don't need to introduce them, Brendan Bloomer and Dan Larimer, and a lot of people have high expectations from this event. If you remember, Dan Larimer had said on Telegram channel that they will be launching their services soon. So some people are speculating that this London Hackathon event will be used for announcing some of the big items from Block.one, including their maybe a social media, that the Steemit 2.0, or maybe the decentralized exchange. We don't know, and definitely I think they have already confirmed that they are working on this wallet, and also they confirmed that they are going to give free accounts to whoever uses their services. So a lot of great stuff is lined up from Block.one, and we are waiting. Hopefully this event will not disappoint us, and everybody is speculating, but of course let us not rely on that. But it's anyway, irrespective of what Block.one is doing, there are a lot of ecosystem coming up, and as I said, we are really making good progress. So another great thing which came to my attention is CPU emergency. I think this is a great service created by some volunteers. So what they're trying to do here is, if you remember that because of block Twitter, there was a lot of CPU shortage on the network, and many people were not able to even stake more CPU, because once you are logged out, once you have used your CPU more than 100%, because of sudden load for short term, you cannot make any transactions while the CPU cools down. And this is because of the feature of EOS that you can, when the blockchain is idle, you can actually do more than what is your fair share. So while it is good in an idle scenario, let's say a big app comes and they start using a lot of CPU, even they also get a higher share than which is allocated, and then suddenly your share becomes very high, because you have already used, assuming that the network will remain less loaded. So this is a more of a technical aspect. I think a lot of discussions are happening, but one of the key thing which is happening is, as you know, that block Twitter was one of the spamming transactions we were seeing on the network. I don't know what they're trying to do. Either they're trying to make records on EOS in terms of number of transactions, or they're just testing the network. So either way, I think they are now impacting real apps, because now we have EOS Bet, we have EOS Nights, we have a lot of great apps people are interacting with. So block producers have started grey listing that. But in the meantime, some people who were suffering from CPU shortage, this voluntary service came in, where they are going to delegate 0.5 EOS to your account only if you are in emergency situation where you don't have any CPU left. So they will verify whether you have no CPU, and then they will delegate it and help you at least get your account going, so that you can at least stake more tokens or do any transactions. So it's a great thing. I think more and more great things are happening of their own. While people are trying to build great apps, there are a lot of people who are trying to keep the system going and keep the system healthy. So it's a great thing. If you look at these dApps, you will see so many of these apps are now running, and we have so many transactions happening on the network on a daily basis. And these are the number of users. Actually 900 people plus are really playing this game, and this is always growing. You need to see that if you look at the statistics of this, the number of transactions, EOS Bet has really hit high numbers in terms of the volumes, in terms of the money being spent on EOS. So that is like a huge thing happening now, and this is what we wanted to see in EOS world. So again, as I said, guys, this is great news. A lot of good stuff is happening. Let's focus on that. We will spend along, and we will cover more EOS ecosystem items, and please send us your feedback on what else you want to discuss and learn about EOS. And thanks a lot for all your support. Please like the videos and share if you enjoy what we show you, and look forward to interact more and more with the community soon. Thanks once again. Bye for now.